We need to talk about your simping, gentlemen. You know that some of you do it. Don't pretend like you don't. I know that you do. And I know that you do because there's a goddamn huge industry of e-girls who are taking all of your money, and that has to stop. You are the ones who allow this to happen, and that's just not good enough, frankly. And it's based on the faulty assumption, and I know that you think this. I know that in your heart of hearts, you're thinking, maybe she'll date me. Well, I've got some bad news. She's never going to date you. Never. Ever. And it's not just because, like you're one of many people. No. It's because, frankly, you're here when you need to be way up here. You are not good enough, and you'll never get good enough if you simp. Simping is what prevents you from being good enough to get an attractive woman. I'm saying it, and you're going to have to hear it. Right, so let's begin with the OK Boomer Girl. Everyone knows who this is now because she is now famous, but she didn't used to be famous.
Another millionaire socialist.
Yes, indeed, actually. She didn't used to be famous. This is Nicolol Sanchez. And she went viral. She was an aspiring e-girl who went viral with this OK Boomer video. She was on the make, and she made it. She made lots of money. She got lots and lots and lots of fans and subscribers because she is attractive on the internet. And
she also stole the song.
She didn't steal the song. It was, she's remixing it essentially.
Sure, but I didn't see enough. Like, why was there no link to the original author of the song?
Well, sure, but nobody does. It's just not how it works, right? But anyway, she'll come out and say things like this. Can we just play the clip?
All right, simping isn't bad. Simping is king shit. Okay, you're a king if you're not afraid to simp.
You're a king if you're not afraid to simp. She'll tweet things out like that as well. Just simping is king S. Right? No. Right? This is literally like a lion saying to a zebra, laying down and letting me eat you is king S. This is the best thing you can do. You're a hero if you let the lion eat you. No, that's not how that works, right? So what we are looking at here is basically someone who's looking to take advantage of you. And that's why they are saying, simp. Give me your money, give me your attention, I want your adoration, I'm going to take advantage of you. And how does this pay off? Well, it pays off very, very well because there are loads of goddamn simps on the internet, right? She recently put out a video, I say recently, it was only a month or so ago, showing around her $2 million apartment. And it's, in some high-rise flat or something, but it's an amazing looking apartment. And she obviously got a bit roasted for this because the 10-minute long video I watched the video and honestly, it's not that great an apartment. It's not that impressive. To be honest.
Is it just Californian type of thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice, but like it's okay, But anyway,
$2 million elsewhere get much better.
Yeah. And so obviously a lot of people are like, wow, we went from eat the rich to let them eat cake very quickly. And it's like, yeah, but who do you think paid for that, right? That wasn't her, producing long form intellectual content or something. No, it's Simps. Simps paid for this. You giving her money paid for this. Stop giving her money. She's not going to do anything for you. Literally not, right? And as I said, this is all premised on the fact that these individual simps think that for some reason this girl will somehow notice them and start dating them, and that's never going to happen. And we know that's the case because as soon as these e-girls happen to admit that they have a boyfriend, they lose huge amounts of followers, which means huge amounts of these losers following them were hoping one day that they'd be the ones dating them. Otherwise, what would be the problem? Of course she's got a boyfriend. Why wouldn't she have a boyfriend? Oh, but I thought that maybe... No, it's not you. It's never going to be you, especially in the condition you're in now, right? So this is hilarious. She's gained loads of subscribers since then because this was like a year ago, over a year ago this happened. But it was really interesting watching it happening in real time. Right, so the video went viral and she gained like 100,000 or 65,000 followers, something like that. It was a huge number of people in a very short time, and she had accidentally let people know that she had a boyfriend, and then that same day she lost 65,000 followers. She says she has a boyfriend, 65,000 simps unsubscribe.
Why the hell would anyone do this?
It's disgusting. It disgusts me that there are 65... I mean, there are obviously more than 65,000 simps in the world, which is way too many anyway. But it disgusts me that 65,000 idiots, young idiots, were sat there going,
Well, I mean, you say young. I remember reading, I think we did a segment on it.
Maybe not even young. Yeah.
No, where there were a whole bunch of these types of people who were actually sort of industry type. The kind of people who work at Blizzard, actually. which they make software,
Goddamn
and then
simps.
they don't have a girlfriend because they're so awkward, and then they simp.
But they have lots of money because they work in software development. They think, oh, if I give this woman, thousands of dollars, she'll notice. She's never going to notice you. She doesn't care about you. She just wants your money, idiots, right? But yeah, she literally lost 65,000 followers. At the time, she had 100,000 followers, and then she went down to under 30,000, right? That's why she's like, no, simping's good, because she wants your money. And don't get me wrong, I know it's difficult to be like, oh wow, that's an attractive woman. Maybe, no. You're engaging in a flight of fantasy. Never maybe. It's not going to happen, right? Knock it off. But anyway, these, like, oh God, I hate the fact that I have to say all this stuff, because this is the sort of thing your father should have told you, right? So, but this is, no, I'm not even joking. This is genuinely the sort of thing your father should have told you. You do not waste money on a girl who is not a dateable prospect, and she's not a dateable prospect. She's never going to date you, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just realized the generational difference there. Like, when you're not in the internet age, there's maybe like one girl in a town. And then in the internet age, it's a whole other beast, isn't it?
Yes, it's, yeah. I mean, yeah, literally armies of simps can be raised for e-girls. But this Nico Lol, she's not the only one, of course. And to be honest, I'm not even angry at her, to be honest. I mean, why, would I do the same thing if I happened to be like, an attractive e-girl? Maybe. Given the opportunity, like, who knows? Like, the incentives are all there, the money's all there, the attention's all there. The grift is an inevitability, right? If she's not grifting, someone else is going to do the grift. And so this is why I'm not even interested in chewing out these young ladies. There's no point. The incentive is too strong. But the incentive for
what are you gonna say to
the
her?
simp,
What are you going to say to her? Like,
stop being a parasite.
no, I mean, it's the whole thing of like, don't you know you could get your respect by earning money somewhere else? She's like, I get paid $250,000 to do nothing.
To be an e-prostitute? So yeah, sure. But there's no point arguing that case. But there's no need for you to be an e-simp, right? And give these e-prostitutes money. There's no need for this, right? And so, I'm serious when I say this all comes down to delusional men, presumably young men, thinking that they're going to have a chance of dating these women, which you're not. It's just never going to happen. This flight of fancy that's in your mind can go away right now. It's never going to happen. And this is the thing that dogs all of these female streamers. Does she have a boyfriend? What difference does it make? How do you know she's not a nun? Obviously, she's not a nun, but like, if she's taken some vow of celibacy, would it change it? Of course, you'd unsubscribe again because you think you're going to get with her. You're not going to get with her anyway, right? So this was Imane Anise, I think her name is Pokeman. She goes as. She's obviously massively popular. She's got a net worth of $3 million. Simps, you're disgusting. Right.
It's almost like she's got a harem worth $3 million.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. You are that's a great way of framing it. You are part of these women's harem. You simps. You're giving them time and money, and they're giving you almost nothing in return. Anyway, so her fans apparently often called simps, which is a slang term for men who are overtly submissive towards women. Yes, disgusting men who should be shamed wherever you find them. Has Pokimane, though, been lying about her boyfriend? That's the crux. Has she been lying to her audience about having a boyfriend? Why? Because her boyfriend is made up of sad, lonely men who think one day that she'll notice them if they donate enough and go on a date with them or something. It's just weird, obvious nonsense that's never going to happen. If I ever catch you simping, I tell you.
What can I simp for?
I don't know. Some ego. But this is the literal crux of the argument with Pokemon, right? Let's understand why people think that Pokemon may have been lying about having a boyfriend. In the past, various female streamers have faced hate when they posted content featuring their boyfriends or partners. And they give a couple of examples. And it's because the men watching them are holding on to a fantasy that's never going to happen. Right? And so Keemstar, of all people, was the hero of the hour to come and call this out. Imagine having a boyfriend but acting like you're single online, so sad, lonely guys donate money to your Twitch stream. That's so fake and pathetic. How's he wrong?
You know what's interesting? You can kind of compare this to people who play video games on stream for a living because they're really good.
Yeah.
And then you find out they're using cheating software.
Yep. Exactly. That's exactly what this is, right? But again, you should not be trying to fulfill your need for companionship via the internet, especially via e-girls, right? Not going to work. I'll give you some advice afterwards. But anyway, so she, says, even if she is hiding her relationship status, it must be pointed out that she has all the right to do so. Sure, I agree, but there's kind of an implicit assumption being made here by all of the men that means that her relationship status is actually notable, because her career is based on the idea that she's persuading these men that maybe one day, eventually they'll go on a date with her. That's what this is all about, if they just give enough money. Anyway, she obviously is going to have a boyfriend, and she's obviously going to try and keep it from you, and Keemstar is right. And this, of course, leads to the allegation that, in fact, the only reason that female Twitchers, I guess is what they call them, are popular is because they have simps. And it's because simps are a plague on the Western world. So this Twitch streamer, Lily Pikachu, was complaining that, everyone's just saying they're only famous because of simps. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Anyway, the people who are complaining say that the simps are the ones tuning in and giving money, and Lily Pichu strongly disagrees. Oh, it's totally wrong. Totally wrong. Obviously not totally wrong. It's obviously the case, and it's obviously weird men who are harboring ridiculous fantasies. Anyway, this became such a problem for Twitch that they had to ban the word simp. Can you go to the next one?
What?
Unironically, Twitch bans the word simp. The word simp is now a form of harassment.
That's a slur, is it?
Yeah, on Twitch. Because their business model is built on sucking the wallets of desperate young men using a series of attractive women who are pretending that they might one day be their girlfriends.
You know who I feel bad for? You know the like cam girl types for porn sites? And then you've got like them. I can imagine them like going on their phone and then looking at like Pokeman or whatever and just being like, what am I doing in my life?
Well,
I get ripped off.
They may as well move to Twitch because that's basically the same at this point as I understand it. I obviously don't use Twitch.
I like how it's more profitable to keep your clothes on though. It's a step up in the world.
Well, yeah. In fact,
if there's a silver lining.
There's a lesson to be learned there about feminine mystique and wiles. But anyway, so Twitch will no longer allow streamers and commenters to go around calling one another simp. I love that that's the problem. The term will be banned when it's used as an insult under Twitch's upcoming revamp of its harassment policy. Incel and virgin will be banned as insults too. All focuses around access to sex. That's all this is. And if you want access to sex, don't go on the internet. That doesn't get you access to sex. Don't know why I have to say that. Seems obvious, really, doesn't it? Like how many simps do you think have actually made it and dated the e-girl they've been lusting after and donating to? The answer is zero. The answer is zero. This is just an impossible goal. So anyway, we will take action against the use of terms like simp, incel, and virgin, specifically when they're being used to negatively refer to another person's sexual practices. You mean when they're being accurately used to describe the people who use Twitch. Simps, incels, and virgins. Prove me wrong. Anyway, so basically what they're saying from this is our business model demands it. If you accurately characterize the audiences of these women, they might leave because it's an insult. So yeah, anyway. So this led various female streamers to fight back and say, no, actually the men have it easy. The men are the ones who have it so easy on Twitch. You know, a lot of these girls don't even do anything. Right? They just literally sit in front of the webcam with a low-cut shirt and tell their chat to give them money. And they give them money. I mean, some of them, like there's one called Amaranth, she'll sit in a hot tub in a bikini and then men will give her money.
I could do that.
Well, that's why I'm not angry at them.
Don't think I'd get much money, but you know.
Well, that's why I'm not angry at them. Like, the incentive's there. But the point is, you're literally sat in a hot tub on a gaming streaming service getting money from something. I mean, come on. The mask is off, right? At that point. But
like Twitch is just live Jasmine.
Well, it seems that way, actually, yeah. But anyway, so like Pokeman and other female streamers, like Amaranth and Nicolel, they've lost followers and donations after revealing their boyfriends or love interests. The fan base is also said to be full of simps, said to be, which is slang term for men who are overtly submissive. In the post you can see below, Pokeman explains how male and female streamers are treated differently. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they actually are. I don't know if you've seen this clip. There was a very famous one in which Twitch started to blow up and everyone was like, come on, it's just a bunch of girls, low-cut tops. Mm-hmm. And some male Twitch streamer decided he'd like wear really short shorts and a really low-cut top.
Yeah.
And he was just like showing his ass on stream and being like, oh, I dropped my pen. And he'd bend over and get it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Banned the next day.
Oh, really?
He was banned for being too lewd.
And this sort of stuff happens all the time. Like like one of them accidentally pulled her top up to show her nipples and stuff, and it was just like, accident. She only got like a 3-day suspension or something for that. And there's various ones where literally the cameras are on the floor, going up the skirts, and so it literally just looks like pornography. I mean, it actually looks like pornography. So like, if there's anyone who's pretending that this is somehow artistic, or just not done for sordid reasons, then they're lying.
I'm an artiste.
Oh, exactly. Right. I'm an artiste in my hot tub and bikini. But Pokeman says, people are overly critical about female streamers and jump at the opportunity to insult them, as if men don't get insulted online. This gives the women no room for mistakes, and if they do falter, they're shunned by everybody. You mean when you reveal that you have a boyfriend, people are angry because your premise is that you don't have a boyfriend, and for some reason these guys think that maybe you'll date them. Men, on the other hand, are treated like kings, and fans are very understanding when they make mistakes. Probably because they're not expecting to date them. Like, oh god, this guy died in Fortnite. Well, I mean, he'll do better next time.
Are there any male streamers that are essentially just thoughts?
If there are, I'm not aware of them. I doubt women tend to respond in the same way that men do.
I think there's one. There's got to be one, surely. It's the internet.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, I don't think that the interactions between the men and their audience are based on the same things. Like, they're not based on this kind of deceit and wealth extraction that's going on. Because that's what it is. It's fundamentally deceit. But and John says there are, but they're gay.
Oh, there you go.
Well, okay, well, that's John's weekend booked up then. Anyway. Anyway, so this reaches its most disgusting in the form of dudes simping over OnlyFans models, which is even worse because then they have a sort of an extra layer of intimacy because they've seen the women naked and think that they are going to be entitled to something. Now, it's bad enough on Twitch where you see like someone, and I've seen loads of these stories where someone's like they donated like $3,000 and the girl's just like, oh, thanks, Mike, and then carries on. And that's $3,000 gone into her bank account, and all she was like, thank you, and that was it. That's all you got. Got nothing. She doesn't recognize you. She doesn't care about you. You are just a method of giving her money.
She doesn't produce anything else either.
Of course not.
Like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah. And so this one example was just tragic, in my opinion, just deeply tragic. And, like, I just feel sad for this guy. So if you can see the picture on the left is the chap who donated $10,000 for one hug from this OnlyFans model, and then a month later she's on holiday with her boyfriend, presumably using that money to fund her trip. It's not worth it. Save that money. God, save your money. Do not send your money to e-girls, ever, at all, right?
I feel bad, though, because you can see, like, the guy on the left and the guy on the right here, her boyfriend. Like, the guy on the left just worked out and took care of himself. He probably looked better than the guy on the right is actually her boyfriend. Yep.
And he's obviously got more money, so he can just throw away $10K for one hug, which meant nothing to her. God, why did he remember that?
Why did he take a picture and put it online as well?
Because he thinks that it's meaningful to her. That's why. Because all of these sort of parasocial relationships that these women are cultivating with these desperate young men they contain within the implication that actually, no, there's something special about you that I care about, also send me your money. There's not. They don't care about you. They do not care about you. You are never going to get the thing that you want from them, and they know it. You are in a category that leaves you outside of their potential dating prospects, right? And so this, I want to hammer home more than anything, you will never date these women. Do not give them your money. Do not give them your attention, right? If you want a woman, which you obviously do, which is why you're doing this, leave the house. Do not sit on the internet. Do not sit there doing nothing. Lift, build something, work, read, study, save your money, buy a business, do something, because it's through building that women become attracted to men. When men have produced something, when they've done something about themselves or built something else, women are attracted to that. If you don't, then you will never get the woman that you want. If you are constantly like massively fat like this guy, obviously has no low self-esteem, does nothing of any particular note, then no, women aren't going to be attracted to you. You're not going to get the woman you want. You have to improve yourself. As you are at the moment, you are not good enough. So improve. But luckily, improvement is within everyone's capacity. This is how you can actually build towards a relationship that you want, rather than being taken advantage of by these parasites Don't let that be you. Don't be a simp. If you enjoyed this segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can watch the full broadcast live every weekday at 1 PM UK time on lotuseaters.com.